Advisory Board on Monday, June 3rd. Would you please call the roll, Emma?
Yeah. Margie Davey,
Here.
Lisa Marone,
Here.
Jacob Claymeyer,
Here.
Alyssa Rinke,
Here.
Vic Oliver,
Here.
Brad Spanbauer,
Here.
Joe Stevenson.
Here.
Everyone's here, 7 present. We have quorum.
Did you call Jake?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have quorum. We're all here. We are so awesome. Looking around, I'm guessing that we have no public comment. So let's move on to the approval of the minutes from our May 6th meeting.
I motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Voice vote?
Aye.
Tree protection zones discussion.
Okay, so we reached out to Travis. We were hoping to have him here for this meeting, but unfortunately he had prior commitments. But he's definitely interested, and he's going to try to come in July for the July 1st meeting. So I just kept this on the agenda if we wanted to discuss it all, or if you want to, kind of prepare what you would like to talk to Travis about, so we can kind of give him stuff ahead of time. So yeah, I guess.
I had something kind of in this vein. I emailed you and Brandon. I don't know if you guys so I was looking, this might come under like the workshop goals too, but was looking at like trying to have like a target percentage.
Yeah, I got your.
Did you get? Okay.
Yeah, you have the target. No, Brandon told me. So you have a target tree canopy for the city, right? And then something about planting trees in small terraces, maybe looking at.
Yeah, looking at like guidelines.
Yeah.
For,
Yeah, we can definitely make sure that gets on.
True.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I was hoping Travis could talk about. The public tree inventory process and status, like, how do we know what trees are out there in the public and which ones are publicly owned versus privately owned. Also, methods and challenges to increase Oshkosh urban tree coverage and diversity. So kind of along that percentage basis, but also the quality.
Yeah, sure.
And then also just public tree protection methods. What do we do currently to protect our trees? So
I think it's CARP C, the Capital Area Regional Planning Commission, that has like a really cool like tree inventory tool, and then they do something with like environmental justice kind of in the same. I don't know. I can see if I can find it, and it's worth like looking if it's a tool that can help us with tree stuff.
Okay.
Remember, you need to tell all of us, not just her.
Yeah.
So you have a way to, you have an other place to look for types of trees, is that what you said?
So I very briefly saw it in my like work life a couple of weeks ago. They put together, they geolocated like all their trees in their area, and then I can't remember what I think they did canopy coverage, and the like study was about like canopy coverage for like types of like neighborhoods and stuff, and it was, their purpose was trying to, I mean, they did link it to like lower income areas had less canopy coverage. But just the end product, the tool was very cool to be able to see where the physical canopies were. It wasn't just like tree is here, it was like tree canopy covers this area, and you could see kind of like a blobular shape of like where canopies were. I like maps though, so.
You mean the way they always look on Google Earth where you can see where the blob is?
Yeah.
The other thing that I was going to suggest is that we also take a look at that particular portion of the zoning ordinance where it has the charts for the kinds of trees that are indigenous to the area or preferred, and the ones that are absolutely not, because that's a good way to get that information out too. When the guy from MIT did that study, do you remember that? Was there something in there we should be looking at too? Do you remember?
I can look. I can dig that out and see if I don't remember anything in there about trees, but
I know he was dealing mainly with buildings, houses, residences.
Right. But yeah, I can look and see if he's got something in there.
Okay.
The one other, I mean, are we also wanting to, I know the student project kind of like teed this up. I mean, it seems like a lot of what we're discussing here is information to discuss with Travis. but do we feel like the student project is teed up enough? Does it need some tweaking, or does it just need discussion with Travis?
I think that it would be good to have the discussion with Travis first. I know in the past there have been times when the students have presented something that the sustainability board kind of embraced wholeheartedly, and then we found out that there were technical reasons
Sure.
why that couldn't happen. And it did have to do with tree terraces during one discussion, because we didn't, as a board, and this was years ago, but the sustainability board did not realize that so many of the utilities run down the terraces. And so if you plant trees there, it's gonna mess up your gas, your electricity, your water, your sewage, you know, there was your cable, which maybe isn't as big a deal as it was then, but, you know, so I think that he probably will be able to give us some information. And I think we all know that Travis is the city forester, right? Okay. Okay, anything else on that subject?
Just that I found the Dane County canopy cover on the website. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can see the difference between 2010 and 2017. Their canopy cover.
Does it go up or down?
This is 2010.
Hopefully up.
This is, it goes down.
You make the tool know what time. That's not good.
2010 was way better than 2017.
Yikes.
We can
Well,
look at it later,
that's
too.
not good.
No, it's really
I think if you
interesting.
looked at Oshkosh though too, it'd be a similar thing with the emerald ash borers taking out a lot of
I
ash
suppose
trees.
if you have
Mhm.
a younger tree base put in,
Yeah.
their canopies are tinier.
Yeah, if you look at 1950, Menominee Park was full of
Sure.
oak trees.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's first step. You know, it's okay if it goes down. It's just about the accountability and the understanding that we're tracking it to improve things.
I like the
Mhm.
positivity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good flip on it.
Okay, well, it sounds like we do have a few ideas to share with Travis beforehand. And then we look forward to a lively discussion. NOMO May, staff update.
Yeah, so NOMO May ended last, when was the first?
Saturday, yeah.
Saturday. So inspections started doing their long grass enforcement today. We reached out to see if they had, you know, just some starting numbers over the weekend, but they said we're really not going to have those numbers until mid-month that we can report then next month. Since we last met, staff sent out 2 emails, so one kind of a little after the middle of the month, and then one right before June 1st, just reminding people to mow, what to do with their grass clippings, and some resources and whatnot. So a lot of people responded actually to the emails, you know, pretty positive feedback, so that was kind of cool to see. So, but yeah, hopefully next month then we'll have, you know, more of those numbers for you all, and then duplicates from year to year and whatnot.
Okay, data in July, got it. Summer Farmers Market, do you know what I brought with me?
Dates?
Dates. They're right here. Okay, these are preferred dates. If we find that any of these don't, if 3 of these don't work for us, then we'll try for other dates that would, okay?
Okay.
But the first one that I have, and it may be too soon, I don't know, but we've already been through the box of stuff. Oh, and Emma, I meant to ask you, has anybody double checked to see, I know there's a canopy that was in the community development office,
Okay.
and if there's tables there or not?
I would have to check.
I know, yeah, I just
can
wanted
let
to make you aware of
yeah,
that.
Okay.
If not, I think we might have to get some tables, or I have to find the ones, because for some reason I think they made me take those home because I was trying to store them at City Hall for like 5 years, you know? So, but I don't know where I put them, so, if I've got them. Maybe I don't. So anyway, the first date that I had was June 22nd. By the way, these are all Saturdays. And I guess what I would like to know is, and after I'll go through the dates that we are looking at first, but if we have nobody for one of the dates, then we'll cross it off and move on to something else. But if your calendar looks like you might be able to make it for that and you're interested, this isn't mandatory, you know. It does run from, somebody has to be there to set up the tent about, the canopy about 7 in the morning. And then we have to stay through close. So I think that's noon on the summer
12:30.
market.
12:30.
Okay, so, but we can do that in more than one shift. If somebody wants to stay 5-6 hours, you can, of course, but you don't have to. Okay, so the first date was June 22nd. The next one I have may be problematic, that's July 6th. And that would be part of the long weekend, which would make it a good time to be there because a lot of people will be, but it may not be good for us. So the next date that, and I do have dates in August if we want that, but right now I'm looking at the next one being September 14th, which will be after school starts again. So we'll have both kids back in school and college kids in town. And then I have October 19th or 26th. Not like in October, I can tell, Vic. Okay. So, of those dates, do we have at least 3 people that would be able to be there on June 22nd?
I cannot.
Yeah,
I cannot
I'll be out of
either.
town.
I have that day available.
You do? Okay. And you can't, you said.
I have June 22nd available.
Okay, so we've got Jake, Lisa. Did anybody else?
I think I might.
Okay, Alyssa with a question mark. Okay, and then what about July 6th? How did we feel about that date?
Can't do it.
I could be there, yeah.
I don't know. I might be. I'd have to double check.
Joe's a question mark.
Yeah, I probably could.
I also probably could.
If there was other dates, I think we'd all prefer the other days.
It does sort of sound that way, but
I
yeah.
could make it work, would rather not.
Yeah.
Okay, we could also do either the 13th or the 20th if we could get more people to commit for either of those dates.
Of July, you're saying?
July 13th or 20th.
13th or 20th.
I like July 13th personally.
13's better for me too.
Yeah, I could do the 13th if we switched it to them.
Okay, so if we went with the 13th, we could have Lisa. Did you say yes or no to that one, Joe? I didn't, or maybe you didn't. did you?
Yeah, no, I should be good then.
That one's good.
Yep.
Brad, good.
Especially if we break it up into shifts. Early morning would be better for me.
And Vic's good with
Mhm.
that date. Okay, let's go with the 13th then. So we have June 22nd, July 13th, and the next one I had down was September 14th.
That's when the dragon boat races are, so. I won't
Is
be
that
able to-
Dragon Boat Day?
Mhm.
Mm.
Ooh, that's both good and bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can only be in one place at a time. But all the people that are there might be wandering down to see us.
Sure.
What was the date again?
September 14th.
I could do that.
I probably could too.
Okay, so that would be Vic.
Mm-hmm.
Brad thinks so.
Probably.
Anyone else?
You can put me down for maybe. I won't know for a few more weeks on September.
Same.
Lisa with a question mark and Alyssa with a question mark.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll be a dragon boat, but if I don't, I can come.
Okay. So that gives us a June, a July, and a September. Are we comfortable with that? We get 2 for free. We will have to pay for the third one in spite of being, the city. It will cost us $22. Do you think we can find room for that in the budget somewhere, Emma? Maybe we could all just bring our quarter banks, our little
Yeah, I
piggy
was gonna
banks.
say it's 20.
I put tip jars out for the
Yeah.
rain barrel demonstration. Yeah.
What a fee.
Okay, well then, saying we're going with those dates, and you were iffy on the 22nd, but Alyssa, right?
Yeah, I just need to confirm on my work calendar.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is I know that you had some ideas for the different dates that we'd be there, Lisa. I know we talked about the water barrels.
Rain barrel.
Rain
yep.
barrels.
Mm-hmm.
And did we have a couple of other ideas that we discussed, or just that we?
We did discuss them. Does anyone recall the 2 other
I
educational?
think that was when we were in 2 tables.
Let me look back.
Two
Yeah.
tables.
That was a 2-table discussion.
It was during the workshop.
Yeah.
we
It was a
were,
couple meetings
yeah.
ago back at our
Well,
notes
and
that we
I
approved.
have it in my other minute notes, but
Here
not
we go.
for this one.
Rain barrel urban foul, composting, printing, and material provided by the city in recycling bins. I think that second to last one was just a miscellaneous note.
note
but
for
yeah.
you.
Just a note to us.
I wrote down materials, the salting page, stuff about bike ped, chickens, ducks, bee ordinance, native landscaping, energy and stormwater. So if you have any information on those that needs to be reprinted, updated.
Yeah, we gave you quite a stack last
Yep.
time of things to reprint and update. So, I mean, the beauty of it is you don't have to just do one thing, right? Like, you can do multiple things, but it can be nice to maybe have like a priority or a theme.
Well,
But-
I mean, we were thinking if we concentrated on one subject to draw people in, but then
Mhm.
we have the information for everything else.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right,
And for
right.
example, we'll have the stormwater credits information there all the time for anybody who
Mhm.
wants it, but I don't know that we want to have a rain barrel there every time.
Agreed.
One thing we could do is get one of those, someone I'm sure has one, or I could maybe see if I can borrow one from campus, one of those like wheels, and then you can like write on it. We could do like trivia about recycling or trivia about like to like draw people in.
Mhm.
I have a spin the wheel and a Plinko in the office, and as long as
Oh.
nobody else is using, we can
Cool.
use, and you just to have to change how it was.
Change stuff on it,
We found materials for
People
like
like games.
coloring for
They did.
kids in that box. I can
Mhm.
bring stickers.
We had, the stickers that were in there will go on a switch plate cover,
Mm-hmm.
and we had this stuff, did we have markers or anything in there, or do we need to get
We
those?
need
New markers.
New markers, imagine that, I bet I can find some somewhere.
We tested them all and threw 90% away.
Okay, so we need new markers. But the switch plate covers were kind of fun because they're not permanent adhesive, but the kids can take them home and put them on their bedroom,
Mhm.
you know, or wherever they want, but on switch plate covers, so that was fun.
I wonder if we could also, like, does Fox Wolf have, I mean, can you, I don't know if this is permissible to give swag or literature or other things from like other entities.
Anything that relates to sustainability, we're
Yeah, so I was
fine
thinking
with.
like,
Because,
the county
That's what
like
we do.
recycling rules, or like sometimes they'll have like magnets
Yeah,
that have a
let's
QR
see
code
if we
on
can
them.
get, yes,
Like that kind of
the
stuff.
brochure
that's-
that the county uses for the recycling stuff.
Yeah,
we
that
need.
feels
Or
like
even
a
the magnet though,
easy-
to your point, like the big thing with farmers markets, right? You have to have something for the kids, the switch plate things, and then you have to have a takeaway, which a magnet. Like that's how you win at the farmers market.
Mhm.
Okay,
Entertain
so-
the kids so you can talk to the adults, and then have a takeaway moment.
And of course, have Halloween candy available.
Always have candy.
It has to be wrapped. No bags of M&Ms poured into the bowl.
Correct.
Is there anything from
Chocolate's
staff
risky to
side? Do you
begin
guys
with.
have like a new ordinance in the
Seriously. I'll put it in
sustainability
notes,
vein, or
yeah.
anything that you guys have trouble pushing out at all? Just something to think about, it doesn't.
So I think we have like the native plant brochure that's already in, that was in the pile that
Mhm.
you guys set aside. It's really like the newest thing I guess I can think of that would be good to bring, but
Sure.
And we'll probably learn at the first one what we should have at the others.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Because people will ask about
Mhm.
something and we'll go, I don't know, let me check on that for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we should probably also have a clipboard where people can give us their information if they're wanting us to get back to them.
Could we, I have an iPad, if I can locate it, I would be happy to bring it. I'm wondering, could we have an iPad set up that could either be left on like the city sustainability page that we can like point people to? We could also have it like scroll through some slides that would have just like general information on it. And if it's kind of dynamic,
I
then
think
it
your
might-
problem's gonna be a hotspot
Sure.
because you may not have access.
Depending on where they
If
plan
it
to
Where
goes
they
to
put
like
us.
New Moon or something.
Okay. But the graphics could be on there, and that would be easy to do. Because that you wouldn't need, as long as it's just like on the.
Like a PowerPoint slide type
Yeah,
thing.
just
yeah.
like going through slides of like
Yeah.
recycle the right way, or like scan this QR code to find this information, or I don't know. I mean, it could be pretty
Mhm.
simple.
I think that's a good idea, but I wouldn't put a lot of time into it only because depending on the sunshine, you may or may not be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're there too is another, I'm just playing devil's advocate here,
Mhm.
Brad,
And
but
I-
yes, that having the access to the info is good, but I know with other groups, we've had trouble getting, and you try to use your phone for a hotspot and it's gone, you know, in like half an hour.
And it seems like more farmers markets people are, not that they can't use digital, but I think you're more in the mindset to not use digital when you're there. It's, I
Mhm.
feel like people pick
Pick up
stuff, pamphlets
things.
and stuff.
Yeah,
and
they want that
scurry
stuff.
away with them more often than.
Just have a QR code they can scan that'll take them to the
Yeah, I
page.
think
Yeah,
that the
yeah.
QR code could be cool if we
Oh, we could just have a QR
Yeah, just
code.
generate
in it.
Printed
Yeah.
and made up.
You know what we had at one point? We had business cards that said sustainability on them. I think they
There
might
were
have had
some in there.
Stephen's name on them yet, or maybe
They
not
They had the
anybody's.
old logo on them, but it,
Yes.
These are all available in the
What?
city, definitely.
But we could.
I have these
Katrina,
all
our
over,
office
like,
assistant, was already kind of starting
the
to play
different
around
urban
with it and
stormwater
make new ones.
Yeah.
I'll have her see if, or maybe IT
have those
could
printed,
make
I have
us
them
a
displayed
QR
that
code
you
in
can
the station.
Yeah.
Slap it on there or something.
that'd be perfect.
Yeah, awesome.
That would be great.
Other thoughts? Are you excited?
It's fun.
So, 22nd, there's enough people for that one, and then July 13th, September 14th. Those are the dates we picked.
Yes. Got you down for the 22nd, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. I felt like I was crossing you off on there a lot. Okay, well, great. And then the one thing we will have to check on, Emma, is that third date, if we're able to buy that one. Okay, what's next?
I think we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know you're supposed to speak into the mic so we all hear you.
I'll donate $22 fearlessly.
That's our outstanding leadership.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, the next thing up is reviewing our 2024 goals, but we did also put that in a workshop. Do we want to do that now, or do we want to save that and just work on that in the workshop? I don't know where we ended up last time.
I would do workshop.
Okay, everybody agree with that?
Workshop.
Okay. Then our agenda items for future meetings, like in July, definitely tree protection zones. We'll have to revisit the summer farmers market probably every month just to see how it's gone, what we've found that works well and what hasn't worked, if anything. I think it'll all be awesome. And then our next meeting will be on Monday, July 1st. Can you believe it's so summery already? Oh, yes, other ideas for
Yeah.
future meetings? Would you like me to stick there?
We'll add the NOMO May update, and
Oh, yeah.
then
Yes.
the ARPA funding, any update or progress on next steps.
Yes, that would be nice to know, wouldn't it? Did anybody see the not the Northwestern, the other paper,
The Herald.
feature story last week? Which had nothing to do with the city, by the way. It was a county issue. Okay, anything else for future meetings? This could be any future in the world, you know, anything you want to hear about. Okay then, how about now? Next meeting is Monday, July 1st. And I would entertain a motion to adjourn to workshop.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Thank
Each got a
you.
half.
That was like exact.
That was exact.